Most sellers figure out pricing after they have ordered inventory already. And that's one of the largest and most common mistakes that I see, because if you want healthy margins, you want competitive positioning, you want room to scale your ads and offer discounts and Prime Day deals, well, your pricing has to be locked in before you actually order or even launch your product in the first place. Welcome back to another video. My name is Michael Jordan. I've sold over $400 million on Amazon, and I can tell you that pricing is not just a math problem or equation. It's actually a full strategy. It can either make your product scalable and scale you to success, or it can make your product dead in the water before it even hits FBA and you even realize it. So have you ever heard of or done yourself, launched a product that sells well, but somehow you're still not making money, your margins are so thin and you're actually losing money? The only person making money is Amazon and your manufacturer. That's usually a pricing problem that starts way before you ever pick or source or launch the product. You priced emotionally or even competitively, but not strategically. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that. And I put together a pricing strategy toolkit with all of my strategy that's going to walk you through it so you don't make the same mistake on your pricing. You can grab the link to that in the description of this video, and I'll have it on my screen periodically throughout this video to walk you through it. So here's the 4-step pricing strategy that I use before ever placing a single order for any of my products. Step number 1, you want to know the market ceiling. So like, how high can I price my product? So you're going to search your main keyword, and then you're going to figure out what's the highest price another seller is getting away with and why. So sometimes it's their branding, sometimes it's bundling or multi-packs of that product, or sometimes they're a huge retail brand with a big influencer like Kim Kardashian behind it or something, and they can command a really high price. So find the upper limit for the perceived value of this product, and that's your ceiling. If you're not a huge influencer, if you're not Kim Kardashian with 20 or however many millions of followers she has, hundreds of millions probably, then what makes you think that you can price anywhere near her product or above her product? So you want to see that ceiling, and then exclude some of those influencer and huge retail national global brands, and look at the next step down of, like, quote unquote regular sellers that don't have celebrity or influencer backing, and that is your real ceiling. Okay, so that's step 1. Step number 2, you're gonna reverse engineer your costs. Okay, so you want to calculate, and this is my pricing strategy quick start checklist. So again, grab the link to this and then walk through this and check the box for any product that you find. And I have 3 other sections in here that we're going to walk through to make sure that you price your product strategically and not emotionally. Okay, so step number 2, you're going to reverse engineer your costs. So that just means we're going to work backward from what's your landed cost to what your Amazon fees are to what you can afford to spend on ads and what your break-even ACoS, your advertising cost to spend is. And then that leaves you with your margin. And you're always going to have some admin fees like software costs and taxes and employees and payroll and things like that. So you want to make sure that you have enough margin to pay for all of that and still put dollars in the bank in your pocket. So if your break-even ACoS, as a general rule of thumb, if your break-even ACoS is under 40%, that's good. Okay, so if it's 60% ACoS or more as your break even, you're probably going to rethink the product or the offer. Okay, now step number 3, we're going to check the competitor spread. So we calculate landed cost, estimated break-even ACoS, and to explain that, that's just how much can you spend on ads and still profit. So after Amazon fees, after COGS, cost of goods sold, how much money is left to spend on ads, and you estimate an ad spend. Okay, now step number 3, we're going to analyze or check the competitor spread is what I call it. So look at their prices, the bundles, the value adds that they have, like, this garlic press also includes a jar opener, right? People will like bundle stuff together or value add it to try to convince customers to convert. So if every listing is the same price, like every listing is $14.99, and you are hoping or think that you can charge $29.99 for the same exact thing, I'm going to tell you good luck, and that most likely will not happen. But if you can add something unique, right? A bonus item, a value add item, better branding, giftable packaging, premium packaging, maybe a multi-pack or a big bundle of somebody selling like 1 pound of protein powder, maybe like do something crazy like 20 pounds. That's just example. Don't go do that, but you get the idea. So if you can shift the perceived value, then you can charge more for it. And a lot of times that's where the money is. I know a seller friend who sells dog treats as well, and he sells the exact same dog treats as many of us and a lot of hundreds of other people in this specific niche of treats. And he charges almost twice more because he invested in premium packaging. So it's really giftable. You think you're getting a more premium product. And yeah, he's able to change and increase the perceived value. So that's a great example of that. Okay. And then step number 4, price based on your goal. So are you going to be trying to scale aggressively? That takes more money and less margin. So you might price a little lower so that you gain sales velocity, more reviews, and all of that quicker. Or do you want to maximize profit per unit from the start, from launch, from day one? I would suggest the first, and your goal would be sales velocity and stacking as many reviews as fast as possible and ranking as high as possible from day one. But some people say, hey, MJ, I want to maximize profit from day one of the launch. So you're going to be priced at the top of your positioning. Okay, so price is, think of it as a lever and a strategy, not just a pure number, and your price has to match the strategy that you're entering the market and launching on. Okay, so make sure that your price is aligned with your business goal is the last step. If you need help with your pricing, this is something that people want a lot of validation on and some market research. So I get this question all the time on my weekly calls and in my community called The Jungle. So if you need help on that, would love to help you on that. You can find the link to join below in the description of this video. So let's go through a real example of a product that a student recently launched. So he launched this product at $24.99. Let me scroll down here to so in the sheet, I have a price planning worksheet. You just saw the strategy quick start, but then we moved to the price planning worksheet and the competitor pricing benchmark template. So if you want all of that, go grab the link to that. But this real world example here, launch price was $24.99. The full MSRP that he wanted to sell at eventually is $30 to $35. But again, to stack, his goal was to stack sales velocity and reviews as fast as possible, and he was willing to eat margin for that. So launch price $24.99, full eventual sales price $30 to $35. His landed cost was somewhere around $7. Okay, so that means cost of goods, and then to get it into the US, and actually this was sourced in the US, so there was a minimal shipping fee to get it into FBA. That's where you got the $7 landed cost. And this is a supplement. And then the Amazon fees are 15% of the sales price. So that would be $4.50. Advertising cost, we estimated about $6 per unit to acquire a sale while we're being aggressive and launching. That would be about, anywhere from like 60 to 80% A costs. And then we will optimize that down to maybe like, $1.50 or $2 when the product's mature and we're selling it higher and we got more reviews. So gross profit, all of that calculated $24.99 minus the landed cost, minus the Amazon fees, minus the estimated per unit. Sorry, typo there. Minus the estimated $6 per unit came out to $7.50. Okay, so the outcome of that is there is room to scale aggressively, offer coupons, run a BFCM, Black Friday or Prime Day deal at a 20, 25, 30% off and still break even or maintain some margin even during launch. Okay, so again, this was a supplement. Margins tend to be a little higher. Your product and your mileage may vary, but see how we thought through this, and there was a lot more than just like, let me launch this and price it at what everybody else is. Like, you got to make sure your goal aligns. Okay, so we have room to scale, offer coupons, and still crush margin and all that good stuff. And then like once you gets enough reviews, a few hundred, and he raises his price to 30, and then he gets 600, 800, 1,000 reviews, raises his price to 35 bucks. Like, this product is going to be absolutely crushing it because it's a consumable too. So make sure you're thinking about that in your pricing strategy. Maybe you're okay accepting a little less margin on your product because you know they're going to buy it 4, 5, 6, 12 times over the lifetime of that customer. Okay, so that's a real world example of a product that a student in my community, the jungle, just launched. A lot of sellers would like launch this at, you know, $14.99 and think that's good. Like, that's double my landed cost, right? But you got to think through all of this first. Okay, so, and then down here I have an action plan to make sure like you have thought through all this strategy, included all the fees, chosen your launch price based on velocity or profit, and prepared all your marketing materials and stuff to align with that pricing. Again, and a lot of my videos that I'm teaching you how to find products and think through how to find and launch a good product, a lot of it is just making sure like our expectations and our goals align with our pricing and the product and all of that. Okay, so now that you know how to price a product and the strategy that I go through and think through behind how to price it correctly, I want to inspire you in my next video. And I'm just going to give away and share some of my favorite Amazon niches right now, because abundance mindset. So why not? There is more than enough room on Amazon in the market for everybody to win. So in my next video, go watch that. I'm going to share some of my favorite niches that I've been watching and that I'm launching products in right now that I think are still wide open for you to compete in as well. So I'll see you in that next video. Peace.